I don't think people understand the true terror of the Wendigo. The sun dips below the horizon, shadows lengthen. A chill wind howls through the ancient pines. It whispers a name, Wendigo. In the unforgiving wilderness of the northern forests, a legend endures, a creature of the shadows, a being of insatiable hunger, the Wendigo. Imagine a land sculpted by ice and wind, a place where the sun struggles to penetrate the dense canopy of evergreens. This is the domain of the Wendigo. The creature's presence is woven into the very fabric of this unforgiving landscape. Its presence is felt most keenly in the depths of winter, when temperatures plummet and the world is shrouded in a blanket of white, a place where survival is a constant struggle. It is in this crucible of hardship that the legend of the Wendigo was born. The Wendigo's hunger is unlike any other. It is not a craving for sustenance, it is a primal urge, a ravenous desire for human flesh. This hunger, once awakened, can never be satisfied. Legend has it that the Wendigo was once human, a lost soul who, driven to the brink by starvation, consumed the flesh of another. In that act of desperation, a terrible transformation took hold. The humanity was stripped away, leaving behind a grotesque mockery of man. Tall and emaciated, its bones protrude through its skin. Its eyes burn with a malevolent hunger. Its breath hangs frozen in the air, a chilling premonition of the icy death it brings. The Wendigo is a creature forever caught between worlds. The legend of the Wendigo is deeply rooted in the history and traditions of the Algonquian people. For centuries, their stories have painted a vivid picture of this terrifying creature and the threat it poses. These tales were not merely campfire stories meant to frighten children. They served a vital purpose in Algonquin society. They were cautionary tales, warnings about the dangers of the natural world and the darkness that can consume the human spirit. The Wendigo represented the very real threat of starvation that loomed over these communities during the harsh winter months. The Wendigo's hunger is more than just a physical need for sustenance. It is a metaphor for the darker impulses that can consume a person when faced with extreme adversity. In the unforgiving conditions of the northern wilderness, where survival was a constant struggle, the line between right and wrong could become blurred. The temptation to resort to cannibalism, to consume human flesh in order to live, was a terrifying reality. The Wendigo embodied this taboo. It represented the perversion of the human spirit, the complete surrender to animalistic instinct. The Wendigo legend is often linked to real-life accounts of cannibalism that occurred during times of famine or extreme hardship. While these acts were considered abhorrent, they also served as a chilling testament to the resilience of the human will to survive. In the face of starvation, when all other options had been exhausted, some individuals were driven to the unthinkable. They consumed the flesh of the dead, or even turned on their own kin, in a desperate attempt to cling to life. These acts, while born out of desperation, came at a terrible cost. The psychological trauma inflicted upon those who resorted to cannibalism was profound. The legend of the Wendigo served as more than just a terrifying tale. It was a powerful tool for social control, a way to reinforce moral codes and ensure the survival of the community. The fear of becoming a Wendigo acted as a deterrent against antisocial behavior, particularly greed and selfishness. It served as a reminder that actions have consequences, both in this life and the next. The legend also promoted cooperation and sharing within the community. By emphasizing the dangers of isolation and the importance of relying on one another, the Wendigo myth encouraged people to look out for their neighbors and to share their resources, especially during times of scarcity. Across the vast expanse of the Wendigo's territory, from the icy shores of Hudson Bay to the dense forests of Minnesota, whispers travel on the wind, tales told in hushed tones, passed from generation to generation, of encounters with the creature that stalks the night. One such story comes from the remote village of Kuujjuarapik in northern Quebec.
An Inuit elder, his face weathered by years of harsh winters, recounts a chilling experience from his youth. He speaks of a hunting party that ventured too far into the frozen wilderness, lured by the promise of caribou. They never returned. Weeks later, their remains were discovered scattered across the snow, picked clean and stripped of flesh. The only tracks surrounding the gruesome scene were unlike anything the villagers had seen before.
The dense forests of the American Midwest hold their own share of chilling Wendigo encounters. In the early 20th century, a group of loggers working in the remote woodlands of northern Minnesota reported seeing a tall, emaciated figure lurking at the edge of their camp. The creature, they claimed, was impossibly thin, its bones protruding through its skin. Its eyes, glowing with an eerie yellow light, seemed to pierce through the darkness, watching their every move. Terrified, the loggers fled back to their cabin, barricading themselves inside for the night. Throughout the night, they listened in terror as something stalked their makeshift shelter, scratching at the walls, emitting guttural howls that seemed to claw at their sanity. While tales of Wendigo encounters are often met with fear and belief, there are those who remain skeptical. Scientists and researchers approaching the phenomenon from a more analytical perspective offer alternative explanations for the sightings and experiences attributed to the creature.
Some argue that the Wendigo legend is a manifestation of the very real dangers present in the harsh northern environments. Hypothermia, starvation, and isolation can play tricks on the mind, leading to hallucinations, paranoia, and even violence. Could it be that some Wendigo encounters are simply tragic cases of individuals succumbing to the psychological pressures of their surroundings? Others point to the possibility of misidentification.
Whether a mythical creature or a manifestation of human fear, the Wendigo's grip on the collective imagination of the North American wilderness remains firm. Its presence continues to haunt the stories, the folklore, and the very landscape itself. The legend serves as a chilling reminder of the power of belief and the darkness that can lurk within the human heart. It speaks to our primal fears of the unknown, of the untamed wilderness, and of the thin veil that separates civilization from savagery. The Wendigo, in many ways, embodies the duality of nature itself, its capacity for both beauty and terror, for sustenance and destruction, for life and death. Our journey to uncover the truth behind the Wendigo legend takes us deep into the heart of its supposed territory. We venture into the remote wilderness of Algonquian Provincial Park in Ontario, Canada, a vast expanse of ancient forests, winding rivers, and desolate lakes, a place where winter's grip tightens its hold, and the stories of the Wendigo echo through the trees. Our guide, a seasoned park ranger with years of experience navigating these unforgiving lands, has agreed to lead us to areas where sightings have been reported. He speaks in hushed tones of strange occurrences, unexplained noises, and a palpable sense of dread that pervades certain sections of the park. As we push deeper into the wilderness, the familiar comforts of civilization fade into distant memory. The air grows heavy with the scent of pine and damp earth. Night descends upon the forest, casting an eerie silence over the snow-covered landscape. The temperature plummets, and the air itself seems to crackle with anticipation. We equip ourselves with night vision cameras and thermal imaging devices, hoping to catch a glimpse of something that moves in the darkness. Our guide points to a series of twisted, gnarled trees at the edge of the clearing.
The locals call that the Dancing Grove, he whispers, his breath misting in the frigid air. They say the Wendigo moves between those trees, its spirit trapped there by some ancient evil.
The wind howls through the branches, creating a symphony of creaks and groans that sound eerily like whispered voices. The hair on the back of our necks stands on end as we turn our cameras towards the grove, our fingers trembling with a mixture of fear and excitement. The tension is palpable as we wait, our cameras trained on the shadowy figure at the edge of the clearing. Minutes stretch into an eternity as the figure remains motionless, its silence somehow more unnerving than any sound it could make. But deep down, a primal fear whispers that we are witnessing something far more ancient and sinister. Just when the tension becomes unbearable, the figure takes a step back, melting into the darkness as silently as it appeared. We are left in stunned silence, and we are left with the unsettling feeling that we have been allowed a glimpse into a world that is not meant for human eyes. The following morning, we break camp and continue our exploration. Our encounter the previous night has shaken us to our core. We visit an abandoned logging camp steeped in Wendigo lore. The camp, deserted for decades, stands as a stark reminder of the wilderness's unforgiving nature. The buildings are decaying shells, their windows boarded up. The air is heavy with the smell of decay and forgotten tragedies. As we explore, we discover unsettling signs. Messages on the walls depict grotesque figures and frantic pleas for help. The handwriting is erratic, scrawled in madness. We find remnants of clothing torn to shreds. A chill runs down our spines. This place is haunted. The silence is broken only by our footsteps and hammering hearts. Fear and desperation have seeped into the environment. We can't shake the feeling that we are being watched. The line between myth and reality blurs when it comes to the Wendigo. Can a creature born from folklore truly exist in the tangible world? Or is the Wendigo a manifestation of something more profound? Skeptics point to the lack of concrete evidence. No verified photographs, no DNA samples, no skeletal remains. However, dismissing the Wendigo legend ignores its enduring presence across generations and cultures. These stories hold a power that transcends mere entertainment. Perhaps the answer lies in exploring the Wendigo as a complex interplay of cultural belief and psychological phenomena.
Section 2. The Hunger Within, a Psychological Perspective. The Wendigo embodies our deepest fears and anxieties. It represents primal instincts beneath our civilized veneer. The Wendigo's hunger speaks to human nature's darker aspects. It serves as a cautionary tale of succumbing to base desires.
Section 3. Echoes of the Past, Cultural Interpretations. The Wendigo legend holds a prominent place in Algonquian folklore. It embodies the dangers of greed and the violation of natural laws. The creature's hunger reminds us of the balance between humanity and nature. Understanding the Wendigo deepens our appreciation for respecting the natural world.
Section 4. The unanswered question, a haunting possibility. Despite scientific skepticism and rational explanations, the possibility of the Wendigo's existence continues to linger in the shadows of our collective imagination. The sheer volume of eyewitness accounts, the chilling consistency of descriptions across time and cultures, and the undeniable power of the legend itself leave a haunting question mark hanging in the air. Could it be that there are forces at work in the universe that we do not yet fully comprehend? Could there be creatures lurking in the unexplored corners of our world, their existence defying our current understanding of biology and physics? The Wendigo, in its terrifying ambiguity, embodies this tantalizing possibility. Perhaps the true terror of the Wendigo lies not in its physical form, but in the questions it raises about the nature of reality, the limits of human perception, and the unsettling possibility that we are not alone in this vast and mysterious universe. It is this enduring mystery, this chilling uncertainty, that continues to fuel our fascination with the Wendigo legend and ensures its survival for generations to come. Our journey into the heart of the Wendigo legend has been a chilling exploration of the dark side of folklore and the shadowy corners of the human psyche. We've traversed frozen landscapes, delved into historical accounts, and confronted chilling testimonies. Is the Wendigo a creature of flesh and bone, or a manifestation of our deepest fears? The evidence remains inconclusive. Sightings are shrouded in ambiguity, fueled by isolation, and the mind's tendency to conjure monsters. The Wendigo embodies the unknown, captivating the human imagination. Its true power lies in its enduring grip on our collective consciousness. The Wendigo legend serves as a powerful allegory for the human condition. It reminds us that darkness can take root, fueled by greed and the need to survive. The Wendigo's insatiable hunger mirrors the destructive potential within us all. It is a stark warning against succumbing to our baser instincts. The Wendigo's tale serves as a chilling reminder to tread carefully. The campfire has dwindled, the shadows have retreated for now. But the chill of the Wendigo's tale lingers. Do you believe? Have you encountered something in the darkness, something that defies explanation? We want to hear your stories. Share your encounters, your fears, your thoughts on the Wendigo in the comments below. Let your voice join the chorus of whispers that keep this chilling legend alive. The wilderness holds many secrets. The human heart holds even more. Let's explore them together. The journey into the unknown doesn't end here. Subscribe to our channel for more explorations of the unexplained, the chilling, the edges of belief. Hit the notification bell to join our community of explorers and never miss an expedition into the world of the unknown. The truth is out there, hidden in the shadows, waiting to be uncovered. Will you join us in the search?